If you're one of those people who think making your own string is too daunting a prospect, we're here to help, to show you that it's not that hard after all. As a beginner's guide, we filmed this in one long take, without too much editing, so forgive us if the footage isn't as polished as normal. Hopefully you can get a good idea of actually how long it takes, and can follow along as you make your own string.
We're going to show you today how to make a traditional Flemish laid-in longbow string without using any fancy string jigs, just items that you've got in your household. You will need, of course, a spool of string material. In this case we've got B55, which is made for traditional bows. It's a polyester type material. Buy a spool of that. You'll need a pair of scissors, a little bit of beeswax, and eventually when the string is made you'll need to serve it, and you'll need a serving tool, some serving thread. We've done a separate video which will be shown in the box below, how to serve the string. So all you need, a couple of chairs, and this is how we've done it for years. 2 chairs, and they are 100 inches apart, about 2.5 meters. That'll give you a string plenty long enough for a 75-inch bow. It's probably even long enough to use as a tillering string. So you can adjust the length once you've made a string to suit yourself, but it gives you a good basis. So what we do, we've got the string material, and we tie it off to one end of the chair. Now what we're going to do is to walk up and down, spreading the material around the chairs. And this is going to give us 2 hanks of string material. Don't want to lose count because we're going to have a 14 strand string, so we'll have 2 hanks of 7 strands. That'll give us a string fine for a man's bow, 50-55 pounds. If you've got a lighter bow, 30 odd pounds, you could use 12 strands, maybe even 10 strands. The less strands you've got, the faster the bow's going to be, but you lose a bit of stability. So a 14 strand string is pretty good for general use. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. So that's our 14. So what we do now, pair of scissors, we will cut this, and this is going to give us 2 hanks each with 7 strands. So I'll move the chair forward a bit so I can lay them down. So that's our 2 hanks. What we need to do now is make sure all the ends are just slightly staggered, so that when we lay it in we'll get a neat transformation from the loop end into the string, so we've not any big lump of string which isn't very attractive. Right, we're going to cut all these ends so they're all slightly staggered, each one being about 1/2 inch less than the one before. Now this material cuts easily because it's a Dacron type material. If you're using a fast flight type thing, you'll find the scissors wouldn't really cut it. And you might just have to literally stagger the ends by pulling them down to different lengths. So they're all slightly different lengths now. Now we found with this B55 it's not as waxy as the old B50. So some beeswax, so that we can lay it in properly, we need to just wax all those strands so they all hold together when we're working on them. So that's one hank done. We now do the same with the other. Right, that's those blended in. We'll wax this end. We can then start making the laid in end, so we overlap them by about that much, whatever that is. Let's have a quick measure. 18 inches. And hold it about there. A bit difficult to actually give any measurements. And we're going to make the loop. So we take one strand and we twist it towards ourselves and lay it over the opposite strand. We're going to do this 19 times to form the loop. So that's 1. Twist towards you. Lay over, 2, 3, 4, 5, making sure you hold it so it doesn't untwist, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. That should give us a loop that is big enough. If you need a bigger loop, do a few more. If you need a smaller loop, don't do quite so many. So then you put those two together with the long length against a short length and the short length the other side against the long length. Then we're going to start twisting and forming this laid in section down the string. So you've got your loop, so you take the two short and long, twist them towards you, lay them over, take the other two, twist towards you, lay over, keeping your finger through the loop, twist towards you and lay over, twist towards you and lay over, twist towards you, lay over. And you can see that the string is actually starting to form. We now need to hook this over something so we can hold it taut and carry on the twisting. So anything you've got at home, a door handle, a hook somewhere, anything will be fine. And we're outside at the moment, so we'll go and find somewhere we can put this over. Having got that far with your finger through the loop holding it, It's useful to put it onto a handy hook somewhere. It could be a door handle, anything. Here we've got a door knocker, still works. So we'll hook it over there, and that means we can then hold it firmly and again twist one way, lay over the other. We're twisting towards ourselves, laying over, twisting it tight, laying over, keeping your finger and thumb to stop it untwisting. Twist, lay over, twist, lay over. The more you've waxed this, the better this will, or easier it will be. If you need to re-wax it as you go, bit of wax on. There we go. Twist over, twist towards you, over, twist towards you, over. Certainly until you've gone to the ends of the strands, that you've cut the ends of the string hanks, plus a little bit. And because we cut all those to different lengths, it's all blending in quite nicely, and it's gradually going from quite thick there down to a slimmer section, and looks quite neat. You've got to pull through the strands occasionally, stop it getting too twisted. Bit more wax, I think. So unfortunately this material is not as waxy as it used to be. So we've gone beyond the ends of the strands, the cut ends of the material. So we're about that far, which is probably enough. Let's see how far that is. Right, from the end of the loop, that's 12 inches, 30 centimetres. That's sufficient. What we need to do now is to just take the two hanks, and we're going to pull back, and we're going to separate all the strands where they've just got a bit folded over each other. So I will quickly do that. Bit of a fiddle, but it just helps to make the string a little bit neater. Being careful not to untwist what you've just laboriously done. This may not be strictly necessary, but it's something that I have always done. So that's one done. Once we've done this, we need to lay in the other end, and we won't be forming a loop. We will be using a bowyer's knot, so we can adjust the length of the string to the length of the bow. So that's those done. We now need to get a bow and put the string on. Here we go. This bow is about 75 inches long. So we'll put the loop over the top, and about that position is where it will be unbraced. So we'll now take our two hanks, go down the bow to about there, I suppose, and we will then start laying in the bottom end. Put the loop back over the hook we found earlier, and pull both strands taut, making sure there's no sort of loops or loose bits in it. Hold between your finger and thumb the two loops, catch that one, twist towards you, lay over the other one, twist towards you, lay over, twist towards you, lay over. And at this point, probably useful to wax string again. This is just ordinary beeswax. So twist towards you, lay over, twist towards you, lay over, twist, lay over, twist towards you, lay over, and you just keep doing that until you get to the end. Hopefully you can see how we're doing that, twisting that strand towards you, tight, laying over the other one, hold with a finger and thumb, twist, lay over, twist towards you, lay over. And just keep doing that. Again, if you find it's not doing very easily, a bit more wax will help. Nearly at the end. Got to watch out because some of these strands will be different lengths. So before we get into where the real ends are, all we do is just tie it off. So just tie a knot in it. Just a knot like that. And then that holds it all together. And then pair of scissors. We just snip that off. And while we've got the scissors, we'll look at the other end, the initial laying in for the loop, because there's likely to be little strands still sticking out, and obviously we can snip those off. Just makes it a little bit neater. Again, you don't need to do it, but we're going for perfection here. Ideally, a bit more wax. Give it a good waxing. And that's your string ready for serving. You need to put it on the bow to serve it. So we've done a video showing that. Once we've served it, and again, I usually put a bit of wax on underneath where the serving will be. When you've served the string, twist it and make sure you're twisting in the same direction that you've put the laying in. Twist the whole string, probably 1 twist per inch, and then get your wax again and give it a good waxing, give the whole string a good waxing, and that's it, finished. Bowyer's knot, obviously, loop, go through the loop, back on itself, probably 3 times. And that will go around the end of the bow and tighten up on it. And by doing that, when the string stretches, and this type of string construction, there is some initial stretch in it because it's pulling all these fibers and strands, so you can easily adjust the length by using this bowyer's knot. Well, thanks for watching. Don't forget, if you want to make your own string, we do sell the materials. And we've got the video showing serving, which is useful to watch because there is a knack in serving as well with the serving tool. Makes it quite easy once you know what you're doing. So thank you again for watching.